What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in my last deployment, I was in the gym. It was about 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm in there getting my workout in, and I saw an older gentleman. You can tell he was special operations. I'm not really sure which branch until I approached him and got to talking with him, but he was clearly a retired guy, and he was out there doing some contract work. So after I was done with my workout, I approached him, and him and I started to speak. And he was kind of hesitant. He was, standoffish. I think it's because he thought I was trying to pick him up and shit. Once he calmed down and realized that I wasn't trying to pick him up, he actually invited me to grab a cup of coffee with him. So later on that day on the installation, I met up with him, and I explained to him, I was like, hey man, like when I meet older gentlemen that's, playing a young man's game and they live to be, to the age that this individual was, I always like to pick their brain and see how they handle their career, their transition, and learn from their mistakes, good and bad. So he went forward and imposed a shit ton of wisdom on me, some of which that I've employed in my day-to-day life, in my day-to-day career, that's helped me get to the point that I am today. And I wanted to jump on here and share one piece of wisdom or one piece of advice that he gave me that is till this day still serving me, and I hope that it does the same with you. So as I was speaking with this dude, like I asked him, like, hey, how do you handle, your family life, your kids? I mean, at any given time, we as special forces operators can, eat a bullet, right? Our numbers can get called up and we're done. Like, how do you handle that? And this was his answer to me. He was like, hey, like the job that we're in, it's a necessity. We have to do this job to protect our loved ones back home. If we don't fight the war over here, our kids will have to fight it on American soil. So I do the best that I can, and I keep that in the back of my mind while I'm running and gunning. However, this is what I do to make sure that my kids grow up knowing who I was and grow up knowing my values, grow up and knowing what I want for them even though I'm gone. So what this guy did and what I started doing ever since I sat down and spoke with him was, regardless of how old his kids were, he opened an email account for his kids. So in my case, my kids are 5 and 3. So I opened an email account for my young kids. And every day while I was downrange, I wrote them an email and I sent it to them to that email address. I sent them pictures. I sent them, journals. I sent them everything. And once they're of age, I turn it over to them. Or if something was to happen to me, it's in my will somewhere that these kids get access to the email address so they can have all the journals, all the stories, all the letters, all the values that I want them to be made aware of. I met this dude in 2019, and I've been doing that ever since, guys. I would sit on my couch and I would just look through my phone and find a bunch of pictures, and I would just email them to my kids. I would wake up at 4 in the morning and I don't have anything to do. I'll come to the office and I'll type up a quick letter or a quick note, and I would send it to my kids. So that's what I've been doing since, guys. And to be honest with you, man, it is a very good practice, and I feel a sense of calmness, a sense of peace, because I know if something was to happen to me, they would still get the information that I want them to get. Staying along the same lines, I wanted to share with you guys my last email that I sent to my son. And this came about approximately a week ago. While I was driving, my mind started wandering. I got on the topic of life lessons. Like, if I was to get in a car crash right now, what life lessons would I want my son to know? It's not like I could beat it into him now. He's 5, my daughter's 3. Like, how do I make sure that these lessons get to them? With that in mind, I decided to send them a quick email detailing all this information, and this is what I told them. If you're reading this email, I'm probably gone. However, I still want you to be the man that I envision that you can be. Below are 5 life lessons that I've learned some of them the hard way, some of them easy way. However, they've made me the person that I am today. This list is not all inclusive. There will be more emails to come, but I want these to be the first 5 that you focus on. The first thing I want you to do is to have a solid routine for your day. I'm going to share with you exactly what I do that helped me become as successful as I am now. You could modify it however you see plan. I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. As soon as I wake up, I take 5 minutes and I list out all the things that I'm grateful for. Once I'm done with that, I'll go downstairs, I'll grab me some coffee, and I'll jump on a treadmill. Once I'm done with my coffee, I'll go immediately into my workout. Once I'm done with that, I'm upstairs, I'm checking emails until you guys wake up. That essentially is my morning, all right? Once you guys are up, I'll get you guys dressed and I'll send you to school, and then I'll start the workday. Mainly managing the real estate portfolios and also getting on here on YouTube, planning out my scripts, so on and so forth. Having a routine helps you become more productive. It also helps you build a stronger mind. It also helps you build stronger work ethic, because as you set a plan to wake up and do things at a certain time, as you do them, you're building trust and confidence with yourself. You're doing what you say you're going to do. And as you do this for multiple years, you're going to become a much more productive and a much more competent and confident man, which is exactly what I want for you. The second thing that I want you to do is to exercise every day. Exercising every day helps you accomplish a couple of things. It helps you stay focused. It helps you stay disciplined. It helps you understand what delayed gratification is. And it helps you become consistent. I also don't want you to be a fucking liability to society. Meaning, I don't want you to get to the point where you're 300, 400, 500 pounds to where you're a strain on your family, on the financial system, or the medical system. I don't want you to worry about people taking care of you because you can't walk a couple of miles. I want you to be the best version that you can be, and that begins with getting up and exercising every day and being in the best shape of your life so you can live to see the world in its entirety. The third thing that I want for you is for you to identify and establish your core values. I have core values that's made me the person that I am today, and those core values are not in any way, shape, or form to be compromised. These are just a few that I want to share with you. You can establish your own, but just ensure that you pass them on and you don't compromise them. Because the minute that you do, you are no longer the man that you think you were. And that could lead you down a very dark path. Core value number 1, don't ever lie to anybody. Telling the truth takes a lot of guts. However, as a man, your word is all you've got. Once you break your word, it's a lot harder to get it back, guys. It takes 20 plus years to build your reputation and 20 seconds to destroy it. And that normally comes in the shape of a lie. Core value number 2, don't ever cheat on anybody. If you're with a girl and you're thinking about doing something else or stepping off, then you should probably end it and then go do whatever it is that you got to do. Once you're a cheater, you'll always be a cheater in their eyes. Core value number 3, don't bully anybody and don't let any bullying take place around you. I made it my life job to protect those that can be protected. I want to pass that on to you. It is your responsibility to take care of those that can't defend themselves, all right? And that starts with making sure that you yourself, being big and strong, don't let others get bullied around you and you don't take part in that actual bullying. Core value number 4, always take care of your family and don't let the outside world interfere with what you have in your household. You determine what the temperature of that house is. You are the thermostat. You can make it hot, you can make it cold. You're not a thermometer. You don't just read what the temperature is. You as men have the power to adjust that. Core value number 5 that I want to pass on to you is don't ever, ever avoid confrontation. Problems don't get better over time. If you look at a garden and you have weeds growing out of that garden, if you don't take care of those weeds, they're only going to get worse. It's the same issues with whatever problem is going on within your family, within your business, so on and so forth. You have to hit it head on. If you don't, it's just going to get worse and worse over time. Last but not least, don't be a victim. This is what I mean. I came to this country as a Haitian immigrant. I didn't speak the language. I got made fun of at school while I was learning this language. And I was able to rise to the top, to the point where I am now, to the point where I don't have to worry about money, to the point where I can get on YouTube and share knowledge and wisdom. I accomplished all of that with my mindset, with determination, with grit, with knowing exactly where I wanted to go and doing whatever I needed to do to make sure that I got there. There's going to be a lot of people around you with that victim mindset. Consider them obstacles. Go through them, go around them, but get to the point where you can take what's yours. Last but not least, don't have any vices or addictions. Vices being things that you depend on, whether it's alcohol, porn, drugs, movies, TV shows, whatever it may be. Don't have any. Having all of those will take away from your purpose. They will deter you from accomplishing what it is that you're supposed to accomplish. Again, there'll be a lot more of these where this came from, but these are the 5 things that I want you to focus on. Guys, this was sent out not too long ago, all right? I just wanted to come on here and share with you how I did this. I'm a big fan of always being prepared, mainly because you never know where life is going to punch you in the face. You never know where life is going to punch you in the gut, all right? And as a Special Forces operator, I know way too well that Murphy is always lurking, and I make it my business to always plan and prepare for the worst outcome. And this is one of the devices that I use to do just that. So I hope you got something out of this segment. Again, if you're a young soldier in the Army, in special operation, I recommend you do this if you have young kids, all right? Email them, send them video blogs, whatever it may be, so you can impose and leave them something for when you pass away, whether it's how you want them to grow up, certain values that you want them to have. At this point, you can never be too prepared, guys. If you have anything that you do to leave messages or wisdom for your young kids or for your spouse, if something was to happen to you, share them in the comment section below, guys. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.